Hello, and howdy doody to you, Tootie. Welcome back to Two Bald Dads, the podcast. We're back for another episode. My name's Chris, and I'm joined by, as always, local alcoholic and amateur wrestler, Matt. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you, Chris. Sporting a huge hangover. A wrestling hangover.
Of course.
It's great to be here on a big day for me and my people. Mm-hmm. We are doing this pretty early on a Sunday morn.
Yes.
Because it is the day of my Lord. It's Macedonian Easter.
It is. And in congratulations to
Thank
you.
Yes, another year, another Easter.
That's it. How exciting.
I hope I win the red egg competition today.
So just with timing, we've had to mix up a little bit, and we are, I wouldn't say early in the morning. We're in the morning. So that's why we've traded in our brewskis, our brouhahas, if you would, Matt.
I would.
For coffees this morning. Because unless we're on a bender, we probably shouldn't drink at 9 o'clock in the morning.
No. And like, as long as we're having some sort of drug.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
And caffeine's a drug.
And it's like drinking early in the morning is not illegal. It's not illegal to do that. It's frowned upon.
Yeah, it is definitely frowned upon. Like, say you're at the park for the morning session with your kid and you've got a beer in hand. Yeah. That's not good.
It's frowned upon.
And it shouldn't be.
And that's dad shaming.
I say we take the taboo away.
Yeah. I'm sitting there watching my child with a brown paper bag rolled up at the top.
Remember we were saying that at playgrounds there's always one person that looks like they shouldn't be there. That would be you, definitely. Yeah, but that's the stigma that we want to take away.
Yeah.
We're starting the hashtag take your beers to the park in the morning.
I love it, Matt, and I really hope
we might refine it.
I hope it gains a bit of momentum because I think that'd be great. But look, guys, we're here for another episode of the Dads. You know, we're dadding, we're parenting to the best of our ability.
I'm parenting it up to 60% of my ability.
I'm not far behind you, Matt.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just ticked over 50%. Is it because our wives do a better job and a lot more of the parenting, so we don't really need to kick in any further?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No, but like I'm optimizing it where I need to be.
Exactly.
Should I need to get to 100%? Yeah. I could potentially maybe get there.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't need to.
If you needed to, but you don't. You know, as a team, you can both just sit.
You know, a fish swims only as fast as it needs to. And we are fish, Chris. We are the fish in this situation. We get into the currents and we let them take us along. Our wives are the currents. Yes. And we are but fish.
Yeah, we are. Okay. Wow.
I've been watching a lot of National Geographic.
All right, but these two fish...
Like the birds in the upstream.
Look, but these fish... we've got a topic today, but before we rip into a topic, Matt, I want to hear it from you. I want your dad moment of the week. Let's rip right into it. And did you notice I said it correctly this week?
Yeah, you know, I was ready to...
Week after week, it's been a tongue twister. Meek after meek.
I was ready to give you my dad moment of the week. But no, I've got a dad moment of the week this week, and it's daycare related. Mm-hmm. But on a positive note, which is a real, real difference as per usual. Usually I've only got some pretty bad things to say about daycare, but one day my wife does the pickup and the next day I do the pickup, and I walk in there, obviously a DILF.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Obviously. But
all the daycare workers are like, that hot dad's back again.
That hot dad's back again. When I was there the other time, there was this dad looked like Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, okay. Stunning.
And I was like, I thought I was the hottest dad. I'm definitely not.
Now 007's come in.
Yeah, I know. 005 James Bond is here. But I went and picked my son up. I tried to dodge as much of the gastro and the hand, foot and mouth as I could. Mm-hmm. But as I went to pick my son up, he got up. He came and greeted me in a very formal manner, as I requested he does when we're around public people. But as we were leaving, everyone was like, by his name. And then a girl...
Which will remain a secret.
Exactly. I'll never tell. And then a girl ran up and hugged him.
Whoa.
And I thought, hang on.
Holy dooly.
He is cut from the same cloth as me. My son, I've found out, Chris, is a Lothario, much like his father.
I bet.
I thought he's got those rugged Eastern European good looks.
He does.
Imagine me with a full set of hair.
He's got the same cold, dead eyes that you have.
Exactly. But yeah, me with a full set of hair and like 10 years younger.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like.
That's what he looks like now.
Yeah,
wow.
now.
Wow.
And like girls love that.
Yeah, they do.
Girls love that.
Well,
so,
you were very popular in your prime, I guess you'd say. I mean, not that you're not in your prime now.
Well, I feel like that's what you are saying.
That is what I'm saying.
I'm like...
You have aged terribly.
No, I think I got to my prime and then I plateaued.
Yeah.
And I've continued to plateau.
Just plateaued. Yeah. Okay. No, fair enough.
Maybe a slight dip.
I could not agree more.
But I was so proud of him. Yeah. I said, "You little."
But this is we've touched on this before. When we say as a proud father to a son, you're like, you get him, son.
You get him, son.
Give him hell, son.
Break some hearts, respectively.
Of course.
Respectfully,
be as polite and respectful as possible.
Of course.
But would we be saying a similar thing if you were picking up your daughter and then a young Eastern European man goes up to give her a hug and you're like, hey.
Hang on. If he was Eastern European, I would be all right. But if it was just some other kid, I would have drop kicked him out of the daycare.
Yeah. You get your hands off my daughter.
Yeah. I would have slapped him down. And they're like, sir, he's just a child.
He's just a child.
I'm like, he knows what he's doing. That rapist. No, that was a huge moment for us.
You men are alike.
Yeah,
I know what you're like.
You pigs, I know what we're like.
Yeah.
That was a huge moment for us because, I always picked him as a bit of a loner. But it turns out he's just been in there breaking hearts, sniffing farts.
Yeah. Like his father. A famous fart sniffer.
Yeah. Okay, you get me in a room of farts and I'll sniff them. So yeah, that was my. I'm glad we've got the cameras on for that.
Yeah. No, that's good stuff.
That was my dad moment of the week. I realised my son was a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
You want your son to take in after your footsteps, unless you're an ugly loser like yourself.
Okay, yeah.
You probably want your son.
That hurts my feelings, but that's okay.
Well, I would hope so. You want your son to sort of buck the trend.
Yeah, of course.
Then buck angel the trend. Mm-hmm. But
I'm going to stop you there.
But for me, I want him to be as successful with the ladies as I was, which actually was not that successful. But he's off to a better start than I am.
It sounds like he's off to a great start. I mean, I don't know how my son's progressing on that front. I haven't seen him. I mean, he's very aggressive. I've seen him.
He's an aggressive lover.
I've seen him throw balls at girls, which I'm led to believe.
That's how they know you like them.
Exactly right. His mother taught him that. But
how troubling for you.
That's pretty good stuff, Matt. But
what have you got, Chris? I would like to hear, and the people want to know who you are and where you've come from.
Matt, I had a little. I wouldn't say an incident. I had a run-in with a celebrity. I had a celebrity.
Is this your season 2 celebrity feud?
It's not a celebrity feud, but I brought up an issue with the celebrity. I went and spoke to them actually.
Did you?
So I was out at a football match, and I'd snuck into a corporate area where I was not supposed to be, and there was an ex-NRL player. One of my favourites, James Graham. I won't name names.
Better not.
But it was the English international retired prop, James Graham.
James Graham.
Absolute superstar.
Fan of the show.
Finished his career with the Dragons.
Played his best footy there.
Played some of his best footy there, yes, 100%. He was there. He's like a corporate ambassador there, and he was there greeting people. And I'm like, there's James Graham. Now, you might find this hard to believe, Matt, but I'd had a few beers.
Now, it was an open bar, wasn't it?
It was an open bar. And I
feel like I can see where this is going.
I was jamming myself up. I'm like, I'm going to go and talk to him. I'm going to go and confront James Graham. Like, grab him by the shirt.
I respect you highly.
Yeah. I think you're a great football player. But I did. When one of the guys I was with went out and got a photo with him, and then I said, "Oh, hi James, I'm Chris." Obviously, you probably already knew that. He's like in his Northern English accent. He's like, "Oh, you're Chris from that podcast that I love." No, I won't do the accent. No, I'm not very good at it. He was like, "To be fair, mate."
That's quite good. That is actually quite good.
Thanks, Matt. But I actually approached him, and again, I was intoxicated, and I confronted him, and I pulled out my phone. I said, James, I need you.
I'm glad it was your phone that you pulled out.
I pulled out my phone. I said, James, I need you to have a look at something here. And I showed him a video of my son. I said, does that look familiar to you, James?
He's a rank. Oh, you are an idiot.
I said, James, where were you 2 years ago, you scallywag?
They don't even have the same shade of red.
Well, hey, I think he's been squeezing a bit of lemon juice in his. That's why he's just fanned up a little bit.
Your sun burns brighter than 1,000 suns.
But I reckon James Graham was when he was a young whippersnapper too. And then and there's a lot of like traits about James Graham's footy style playing that I can see in my son. Like when my son takes hit ups face first, no regard for his own human safety or like the concussion protocols.
Thick Northern English accent.
So I said to him, I'm like, you scallywag, James. Like, have you been potting my missus, basically? I said, have you? And but the funniest part about this, Matt, he looked genuinely concerned. He was like deer in the headlights. He's like, oh all right, mate. And I was like, I'm just joking, mate.
As he was like signalling to security.
He's like, security over here.
He knows too much.
No, I'm not saying that a football player might be having, extramarital affairs. Allegedly. I wouldn't imply this on James Graham by any means. It was only because I was pissed that I had the confidence to go and talk to him. But I reassured him, I'm like, don't worry, I'm just joking. Like, I'm fairly confident he's my son.
We've got another friend who's, it's more likely that
I'm fairly confident he's either my son or one of my friends. But we had that was my little run-in with a celebrity.
So not a feud. I suppose it depends. Could we get a Maury Povich style paternity test?
Okay. James Graham on. Schwartzy.
Yeah.
Big red Volkers.
Yeah. Round up every ring.
All the famous redheads in our area. And look, this is Chris's quest to find Jesse's dad. We'll name it Maury Povich.
Could we get Maury?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what's he doing? He's in lockdown over there. He's not busy. Get him over here.
Chris, you are not the father. And you're like, woo! That's good stuff.
We have a bit of fun. Yeah, no, it was good. He was actually really lovely.
It is always one of those ones where because I've snuck into one of those boxes with you, and I would be mortified to go up to a celebrity not inebriated, but then after you get a few of those XPAs under the belt, it seems like an awfully good idea, doesn't it? And
100%.
you just want to be like, oh, you're such a great player.
Yeah.
I love everything.
Yeah.
And they're just like, I'm not getting paid enough to be here.
They're like 100%. They're like, I wish you'd stop breathing on me, sir.
I'm getting a contact drunk. That's good stuff.
That was my little run-in, so that was a bit of fun.
I'm glad he took it gracefully.
He was a bit of fun, and which I anticipated he would be.
I used to coach his wife in soccer.
Did you? Did you?
She used to turn up to my games.
Yeah.
Well, he used to turn up to her games. Sorry,
of course. Yeah.
My games. I would give him a few pointers.
Yeah. James,
from all my football,
James, I need you carrying the ball in two hands. It puts the defence in two minds about whether you're going to pass
where you're going to go. Exactly.
Or you're going to tuck it under the wing. You know what I mean? But the cold, dead look in his eyes always said, "Run first." Run straight.
Run first. Ask questions later. And that's what we loved about him. His wife was very similar. Lovely lady.
Lovely. It's just straight at her. You're playing soccer.
She was very talented, but that's all right. That's how I'm not here. I'm not here to give you a recap of my successful coaching career.
Of course not.
For a women's all-age D.
We'll save that for another pod. Let's dedicate an entire episode to it, I think.
Yeah, we'll call it the Women's D grade soccer side. Anyway, Chris, we're nearing in on that time of year again.
Oh, yeah.
We've put the chat roulette wheel aside for what feels like the 13th time, 14th time this season. And we've let society and the universe come together and give us a topic.
Wow.
And in that ranting, I've forgotten what the topic is.
It's Mother's Day.
It's Mother's Day.
It's Mother's Day prep. Could you forget?
How could I forget? It is Mother's Day next week.
So
now it's becoming more. It's not just Mother's Day. It's like Mother's Weekend.
Yes.
A Mother's Week.
My wife has already mentioned it several times that it's Mother's Day coming up. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I hope Jesse gets you something nice. I doubt he will though, because he's not flush with cash.
He's not, no. And he famously bad with money.
Yeah. Oh, terrible. Every time I give him money, he tries to eat it. I'm like, no, son. But what and we had a Mother's Day episode last year, and now that I think about it, and not saying we're not prepared, but we probably should have listened to that episode again to see what we covered.
In all fairness, I can't remember.
But we wanted to touch on, so by the time this episode's out, it will be Thursday, so you'll have a couple of days to kick into gear before Mother's Day. But
we're hoping that we can give you some good pointers that will allow you to be ready for Mother's Day.
So we're trying to look for sage advice to give the people for their Mother's Day prep. How do you prep for it? So my wife said, I don't really need anything. Yeah, I mean, don't give me anything. Just your time. Just your time. She also sent me a link to something that she would also want.
Yes.
If I wanted to get it.
If you wanted to get her something. I mean, that's always a trap. Don't get me anything. And then...
Yes.
But you said you wanted nothing.
So I weighed up the options and I said, look, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. My apologies. It's just the influenza.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad we're in a confined space.
So I won't be fooled again, Matt. Is what I'm trying to say. Right. You can't fool me again. So I did get my wife a present, but then it made me think about my good friend Matt on his first ever. Now, to say the budget was blown out is an understatement.
It was
is that correct?
Yes, but the thing is, Chris, I just love my wife so much, and I appreciate her and all of her hard work. So I thought maybe if I spend heaps of money on her, she'll love me.
Okay.
Unsuccessful. No, look, last year I did go a bit hectic, but it was our first Mother's Day, and I had already bought presents, and then you came to me with a present idea. Didn't like it very much.
Have they used it? They haven't used that present
They've used it. No. Well, they've been feuding since last Mother's Day, so that they refuse to be in the same room as each other. But I couldn't be outdone by you, so I had to buy that as well.
Yeah. And nothing screams "I love you" more than Chris loves his wife more than getting lots and lots of lavish presents.
I just needed to spend more than you did. Exactly. I didn't mind how much I spent.
Matt, you spent way more than I did.
I wanted to find out how much you spent and then just spend a little bit more.
Double it.
But let me just
then
say,
double it again.
The sheen has come off the rose this year.
Is that a saying?
I don't think it is. I think it might be. But
look it up.
Yeah, look it up, everyone. Call in. But this year I'm going for more of a minimalist sort of view on things. Nice. I think you had your big first Mother's Day. Good for you.
You had a big blowout.
Good for you. I was impressed that first Mother's Day. I'd never seen you do it before. This year, old news.
Yeah, good. And is that what you're writing on the card?
Exactly. I look with. It's like a performance review. I'm just saying, I think that's what Mother's Day really is. Yeah. It's like the mother's annual performance review. Yeah. And I'm saying to her, you're achieving exactly what I think you should be doing.
You're meeting expectations, but not exceeding them.
Not exceeding them on a consistent basis. and the present will reflect that.
I'm sure. I have no doubt she will appreciate the feedback. She'll be like, thank you so much. Is this a scorecard?
Yeah. I said, look, and you can clearly see where you're failing here.
Look, it's like my parents said, it's not the grades that are an issue, it's the comments down the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's a good way
to do better if didn't talk so much.
Easily distracted. I mean, on a side note, my year 2 teacher, right, who I did not get on very well with, she had a sun in a cloud for like live feedback in the classroom. Your wife's a teacher. Does the sun in the cloud still
pretty sure it still happens.
She would, and I was
stormy cloud.
I was the cloud isn't good. It's not like, oh, this is a lovely fluffy shady cloud. No, this is like a you're fucked cloud. Yeah. And I was like what a way to motivate a child rather than to keep them in the cloud for most of the day. That's sent me into a spiral.
Yeah.
And that's when I first hit the streets.
You've never got out of that spiral.
I've often said I feel like there's a cloud following me around.
Well, Shaz still does it now, and then she's like, and the kids are devastated when they get a stormy cloud. They are devastated. And I said, well, you shouldn't have been a dick. You know what I mean? Like,
in all fairness, the child does have to take some sort of responsibility. But that's why now I refuse to put things in the cloud.
Yeah.
Like I'm all no cloud.
Yeah.
Do not use cloud.
Well, I think it was pretty unfair that Apple would release the cloud.
Yeah, exactly.
When so many children are traumatized by the cloud.
By being in the cloud from Mrs. Kohler.
They're like, hey, would you like to back everything up into the cloud? And you're like, oh my God, no.
Oh my God, why would I like my stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to put it in the cloud.
Can't I upload it into the sun? Into the smiley sun?
Exactly. Anyway, that was a bit of a... So if my Year 2 teacher is out there listening, stuff you as well.
I would be very shocked if she's listening.
Yeah, I would be too. She was not a fan of mine. But we also wanted to touch on, so we've hit, it is a report card for mums.
Yes.
It is an opportunity for feedback.
I would love to see you print out a report card and tick it and and mark your wife off on how she's progressed in this last year.
You're a B minus mother. No, I'm joking. She's an A++. She's an A++. But we're also hearkening back
to my beloved bulldog.
That's about tenacity only. And she's aware of that. We're also harkening back on some of the absolute dog shit presents we got our mums.
Yes, yeah.
And as a dad, we can get to the point where we go, she's not my mum.
Yeah.
I don't have to get her a present.
Yeah.
She's not my mum.
So
as that happened when we were kids, like you said, like your son, you don't have a lot of money. And especially you guys, you guys from the wrong side of the tracks.
We're in Mucksville here.
Yeah. So what, did you guys have any real stoinkers that you gave your mum?
So we every year in primary school we always had the Mother's Day markets or Mother's Day fair.
The Mother's Day markets.
So you'd have some real savvy mums come in or stall people come in with absolute dog crap
to sell to kids,
to little kids because they can't go out shopping, and then you could walk around the hall, go to your little markets, pick up some bits and pieces of crap, and they're making an absolute killing.
Oh, they're making bank.
The markups on these painted rocks that they've done is outrageous, but yet they're so savvy. And they've got us cornered. They've cornered the market because I'm not going to the actual regular shops. As a 7-year-old.
I can't do it.
So Dad every year would give us all money. It'd all give us $5 or $10 each, and we'd go to the Mother's Day markets and go around and buy painted rocks or little bits of potpourri that you put in your undies drawer to make everything smell nice.
I tell you what I could do with
But I'm thinking back on it now, and Mum's like, "Oh, thanks, guys.
This is so nice.
Lovely.
It's nice.
Just what I wanted."
You know what it is? It's nice because it came from you.
Yeah. And then,
which means this is a piece of shit.
Yeah. And then, because I know what my wife's like. She's super clean. There's very little clutter around here.
I can't fault the clutter around this house.
There's minimal clutter around here because my wife has sort of a mild form of OCD, if you will, and she doesn't like clutter or mess and things like that. So I would be very interested once my son starts bringing home
trinkets and
crap trinkets.
Yeah.
How long do they last in
some
our home?
Deja, yeah.
Or the other one is your arts and crafts sort of stuff. Mum, I've made you a Mother's Day card, and it's just like macaroni glued onto a thing with
and she's
sprinkles, sparkles on it.
I was going to use that macaroni for dinner tonight.
Yeah. Way to go, son.
You've ruined Mother's Day.
And there's like sparkles. What do you call it? Glitter everywhere.
Yeah.
And then Mum's like, my mum would be like, "Oh, we'll put that up on the fridge. This is awesome. Thank you so much, son."
Remember, I think we both had them, and your mum still had it up on the fridge for ages. I don't know if she still does. Remember that peg?
Yeah.
That red peg on the board that had glitter on it?
Yeah.
And then you would put other shit on it?
Notes on it, yes. So
I think we made one of those.
It was like a paddle pop stick or something with a peg on it. And the paddle pop stick.
Mother's Day.
So we painted it and had a magnet on the back and put it on the back, and then you could clip the thing and put notes on it.
But your mum had it still 2 years ago.
My mum still
That is commitment.
My mum still has a woodwork serving woodwork tray thing.
You still have it at home?
That my little brother made. I think it said "Mum" on it or something like that, burnt into it. You burn into it. And Mum still kept it. And I was like, you can throw that crap out.
Yeah,
There's
no,
heaps
it's a
nicer
piece
ones.
of crap. It's a piece of crap.
But she's like, oh, it's a lovely gift from my children.
I don't want that.
So how long do you keep that sort of stuff?
Yeah, what is the statute of limitations on that?
So my wife's already prepping for it, right? She's already told me that there's a thing that you can do that like mothers do and stuff like that. So what they do is if they bring home arts and crafts, instead of it cluttering up the house, which we know it will, she actually said, and she's all over her mum's groups and the Pinterests and things like that. She said what they actually do if they bring home a like a painting or something like that, which, let's be honest, the first few years probably not going to be very good. But she takes a picture of it.
Oh, that's good.
You take a picture of it, throw it in the bin.
Good.
And then at the end of the year, you make up like one of those like photo book sort of thing.
Oh, it's such a good idea.
And it's like, Jesse's first year arts and crafts.
Look at this paddle pop peg.
Yeah, that's it. You can throw that up in storage, and if you want to crack it, like, look at all your great artwork you did, son.
Yeah, so
let's
good.
not keep the originals, but
that's actually a really good idea.
Oh man, when I heard it, I was like, that's genius. It's brilliant.
I remember one year from the Mother's Day market, I bought my mum earrings.
Yeah.
So can you imagine? I couldn't buy earrings.
Could you imagine
now.
the quality of earrings?
And like the design, I can't remember what they were. I feel like they were just these big green things, right? And she fucking wore them. All power to her. They were hideous. I'm like, what are you stall women selling us this crap for? You couldn't sell it up at the farmer's market, so you bring it to these unsuspecting children.
Yeah,
I also bought her a bookmark that she used for 20 years. Imagine getting a bookmark.
Yeah,
we got our wives massages last year, and then it goes from that when the dad's buying the present to the bookmarks. Oh, you got to be disappointed.
Oh, 100%.
You got to be.
But it's like, Matt, your presents to your mother never really improved from that. Because I distinctly recall you giving your mother...
No, that was for Mother's Day too.
Was that the cookbook?
That was the cookbook.
Cravatalicious cookbook that came with a wooden spoon.
That was during my rebellious years.
That was only a few years ago.
I was rebellious a few years ago. My sister... And this is what my sister's always been the gift buyer, right? And she's not afraid of getting the kudos, and deservedly so, because she does do it. But she basks in the kudos, right? Of
course, yeah. She loves it.
And I'm famously not a good gift buyer. So one year we were out recording our hit EP for our band, I believe, and I said, "Oh shit, it's Mother's Day today, I think.
Yeah,
I've got to get her a present." I texted my sister, who said, "Get her the Matt Preston cookbook." Cool. I said, "You beauty." It was at the height of MasterChef.
Yeah.
Matt Preston was at the top of his game.
Of course, yeah.
I've gone in there and I've said, "I need the Matt Preston cookbook," and they said, he's not actually a chef. He doesn't have one. What we've got is the Matt Preston autobiography titled Cravatalicious. I said, "This is what you must have meant." And they said, "The good stuff is it comes with a wooden spoon." And I thought, you beauty. This is a double present. I'm gonna take. It was a Cravatalicious branded wooden spoon.
Yeah, of course.
My mum is going to I'm gonna need to get a winch to pick her jaw up off the floor because she's gonna be that stoked.
I mean, just listening to it now, I'm like, who said the perfect gift does not exist?
And now looking back on it, and I suppose, look, fast forward 4 hours.
Yeah.
My mum was not impressed.
I can't imagine why.
She gave it back.
Yeah, wow.
She said, I don't want this. I'll keep the wooden spoon. And I saw that's when I realized my sister is an evil genius. She knew exactly what she was doing. She goes, she'd bought a belter of a present. I can't remember what it was, or maybe she wasn't confident in her present, so she sent me out to get a full-on piece of shit dud present.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a dark time.
That was one of the best. Actually.
One of the best.
Still remember that.
I was so confident too, coming in, because I got the free wooden spoon.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, anyway, this is a step up from the piece of shit earrings that I've got.
Yeah. I mean, the bookmark, the earrings, and I'm like, it'll definitely get better now that you're an adult.
The thing is, you can use the bookmark that I got you while you're reading Cravatalicious,
the autobiography, Matt Preston's rise to fame.
I read a few pages and it was not good. It was not good.
But big shout out to Matt Preston, a big fan of the show.
Awesome stuff, Matt.
But keep it up the good work. That was one of the all-time greats.
That was one of the all-time stinkers.
And we were talking about trying to get Mr. Wall on, and I distinctly recall, and I can't remember I'm pretty sure it was a Mother's Day present. It might have been a birthday present, but because we get our children's presents, like our arts and crafts present, and quite often my father would just get a nice present. But one year he got my mother a nightie, like a nighting gown, like a silk nighting gown.
What are you guys in the 1800s?
Yeah. This is the thing. And he bought it because he thought, what a lovely present. It seems like such comfortable sleepwear.
It's such a man thing to buy. What do women love?
He literally thought it was like this is going to be pretty good.
And you're so chuffed with it.
My mother put it on to show us all, and she came down the stairs, and there was my father, me, and my siblings, and we all just burst out laughing because we're just like, because my nan, my mother's mum, wore the exact same sort of things, and my mum's in tears, just like laughing because we're like, this. She even says, she's like, this is the worst gift.
Well, I mean, at least she had a sense of humour about it. She
really did.
Unlike Cravatalicious.
We all had a really good laugh that day about that, and we're like, she's
nothing makes a mum feel good than making her feel like she's turning into her own mum. That's a stinker.
My dad's is like, we have to take it back.
Let us never speak of this again.
He's like, I don't know what I was thinking.
But at the time, he was like, oh, you son of a bitch, you've done it.
He was like, I can't wait for your mother to open this, guys. Stay ready. Get the camera ready.
So we'll post a photo of her in that, I would imagine.
She'd love that.
But guys, we would love to hear some of your stinkers. Mm-hmm. Have you given a stinker?
Yeah.
Have you
received a stinker?
Have you received a stinker? Get in touch with us at twobolddads69@hotmail.com or at our Instagram, twobolddads_pod. But Chris, we promised to give some advice for this Mother's Day. It is a stressful time of the year.
Yes.
I reckon it's third stress.
Behind Christmas.
Christmas, birthday, Mother's Day.
Yes, cool.
And obviously for me, Macedonian Easter.
Yeah.
Generally, we exchange the giving of cured meats.
Are you the one, Macedonian Easter, the one where they hard boil the eggs and paint them?
Well, yes. We do that.
Or is it just regular Easter?
No, I think we get these chocolate eggs and chocolate bunnies. No, we do the hard-boiled eggs. I think it's an Orthodox thing.
Okay,
I think the Greeks stole it off us, probably like everything else.
You guys don't. I mean, this is way off topic. You guys don't boil the eggs in like a peasant boy's urine, like
exactly. We do that. We do
like
do
the
that.
ancient Chinese myth, where they...
Very much so, and that's what gives them their lovely flavour and yellow look. But it's. I would say, just don't do the scorecard and let that judge what type of present you get. First year it's hard because they're already exceeding expectations.
Exactly, yeah.
So like I did, show her that you care. Yeah. Not like Chris did.
Buy lots of lavish
gifts.
I can't stress enough. My piece of advice is do not hand them the scorecard, though.
Oh yeah, no. You share that among the dads.
That's for your own personal use.
Look, I can't stress enough that I'm not giving my wife the scorecard, and she's doing a fantastic job. But I would say get it. Change the nappies that day. Let her change one.
Of course, yeah.
The pooey one.
You don't want her to miss out altogether.
Exactly.
It's still Mother's Day.
But it's just chill with it, bruh.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
I would, just give the gift of time. Matt, give your time. Give them time.
Time.
Give the gift of time. That's all I can say.
I think the best thing I could do would give the gift of me being not there.
Yeah, exactly. Give them time away.
Give the gift of time away from you and your child. That would be the best. Actually, that is the best advice.
That is literally the greatest gift of all time. So we'll get up early, take your child away.
Yeah. Take him to the park real early, crack a beer.
Yeah, crack a beer, put it in a brown paper bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Sit there like a weirdo.
Exactly. Slap your legs. But that is the end of our Mother's Day preparation episode. So we hope we've given you some good ideas. You got your bookmarks, your silk and nighties, your Matt Preston Cravatalicious, if you can still, I don't think it's in print anymore.
Paddle pop magnet
peg thing, just the stuff that can stick around. We might do a bit of a review next week of how it's gone.
How it went, yeah. We'll get some opinions, as I said. Let us know how your Mother's Day goes.
We would like to hear it. Okay?
But so in all seriousness, guys, we'd like to give a huge shout out to our wives, our mothers, all the mothers out there, everyone who's out there doing it day in, day out. We greatly appreciate the work you guys do.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Despite Matt's scorecard, I mean, if anyone gets a scorecard from their husband, we can't apologise enough for that. But no, honestly, huge appreciation. Shout out to all the mums out there. Keep doing your thing.
In the famous words of Vanilla Ice, word to your mother.
Word to your mother. But Matt, before we go, maybe we could give the dads out there a dad joke of the week use on Mother's Day.
If you want to use one, and this is Mother's Day related, that's why I think it's so poignant.
Very good.
The nurse at the sperm bank asked me if I'd like to masturbate in the cup.
Okay. All right.
It's not really a question, is it?
All right.
I said, well, I'm pretty good, but I don't think I'm ready to compete just yet.
Very good.
Very Mother's Day related.
Good. Yeah, love your work, Matt.
Take that to the sperm bank and stroke it.
Oh, boy. Matt, everybody.
Thank you.
Brilliant. No, honestly, guys, I hope you guys have a great Mother's Day. Share the mums with lots of love. Guys, we're the Two Bald Dads. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. I'm Chris.
And I'm Matt.
And we'll see you next time.
Happy Mother's Day.